Hello, everyone. How is everyone doing? Hi, Steffers. Hi, Wes. We have a special guest. Get to know is here. Welcome, Get to Know.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you, sweetheart?
I'm good. I don't know how religious you are, but I was listening to some, you know, uh, what are they called? Sermons. And I came across
Right.
this one that it was like, what truly matters? And why do we let negativity seep in? It was great. It was great.
That's a good question.
Hmm.
What
Well,
truly
thank you,
matters?
Wes. So, what have you been up to today?
I've been napping today.
Napping. It's kind of hot, huh? Oof.
Yeah, it's like hit a 94 degrees today, I believe. What got
What?
up to today so far? Yeah.
Aren't you up in like Idaho or something?
Yeah, that's what a lot of people think because we're in Idaho that it's going to be cold all the time or colder all the time, and it's hella hot here sometimes, man. We're high mountain desert, so it gets hot sometimes.
I would never have thought it got that hot there.
Shit, a couple days ago we got up to 101 the other day.
Oh, that sounds like it's high desert.
Yep.
Oh, so
Yep.
it's kind of like Vegas and Reno and stuff then.
Yep. Yep. Just like that. We get a
Wow,
lot of
that's
snow in the
crazy.
wintertime, but we get a lot of snow because we're so high in the mountains.
Goodness, I can't imagine. That's hot. And I'm like right off the shore. So for me, it's like for it to be this warm, it's like 90, I think. It's kind of like, hold on, let's see. Let's see what it is right now. 84. And that's right off the shore. So like you would think it wouldn't be that hot because of the ocean. But hi
Yep.
to Neil. So
Hey,
what did you
Steffers. Hey,
what did
whereas
what did you think of your stream last night? That was pretty funny.
I don't know. I can tell you right now, I definitely had dreams of licking Toad's ass.
That is so funny. Oh my gosh. I want to know who the first person was that licked a toad's butt that said, this probably isn't a good idea.
Right?
For
That's
real.
that's that's what I want to know. Like, or the first person that said, "I wonder if we can lick that Toad's ass if it's gonna make us feel if it's gonna get us all screwed up on some, make us feel all funny."
Now I wonder if it was by accident, like they were making frog legs or something.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I don't know if you could accidentally lick a frog's ass. I'm just saying. It sounds like something that's pretty deliberate.
So is it you have to lick their butt, or is it just any part of them like their leg
Their
or
their underbelly, the underbelly, I guess.
the part that's like always in water and musky? Ew, it's like licking a
Yep,
frog's armpits.
yep.
Come here,
That's what
little
I hear.
froggy.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh wait, this is probably closer to it, huh? So I
There,
went I
there you
went
go.
so for all the haters out there, are you trolling? So I got a little troll for that.
Oh
And
yeah.
then yeah, I got a little troll for all the haters. And then the Miss T is doing a skit, Degenerate Island. And Sea Org is the ogre. And so I was like, oh, I really like this. And I was like, I'm going to dress up like Fiona. Her name's Fiona, right? The little Princess Fiona. So I have the
Yep.
dress and I've got Donkey, and we're going to go on our little trek to go find Sea Org, the ogre. Yeah. What do you think?
Nice. Should be fun.
I don't think I'll fit on him, but I did find Donkey. Yeah.
Nice.
So that's gonna be. Steffers is laughing. I think it'll be funny. I'm not really good off the cuff. I'm not. Like my brain, I don't know if it's just slow, but I can't really think on my feet like that, like they do. I think it's really cool if you've ever got to watch their little skits they do. Who else is it? Steffers, a Warlike Wrath. He does these little skit videos. I'm hiding and sleeping in the bushes on the island. Oh, Steffers, you need to come out of hiding. Donkey needs to come find you. Needs to come find Steffers. I'm going to send Donkey on a mission to come find you. Oh, goodness. You're welcome to come up, Steffers. I just wanted to do a little chit chat. I know there's a lot of streams that are going to be starting here in a little while. And I just wanted to touch base and see what everybody thought about this topic. What truly matters and why we let the negativity from others feed into us, or things that they say affect us in a type of way. You know, I am a Cancer, so I'm a little more sensitive than some people that are, less dwellers, I guess. I don't know. You're a Cancer, aren't you?
Yep, I am. I'm not so much on the sensitive side, like as it comes to emotions. But I still get my feelings hurt and shit, and that's a good question. What really matters, and why do we let the negativity have such an impact on us? And I don't know. I think it's because negativity is so powerful that people just get caught up into it, and it's hard to let go of that negativity once they start participating in the negativity themselves. It's a hard thing to let go.
It is. It really is. Steffer says, Watcher made me come out the other day and bear hunt with her. Oh. And she says, because we're vulnerable people. Steffer says her son is a Cancer.
Yep.
Steffers, is your son sensitive? Like, because I'm like kind of squishy, and if I get my little feelers hurt, like I'll go in mental hiding. Like, I don't want to I won't want to answer the phone. I won't want to deal with any of that. I'll just like lock down and just work and pretend nobody else exists. Well, besides my like immediate family, like I'll shut everything else out.
Yeah, that's exactly what I do. Yep.
She said yes. Very. It's I wonder if I will get if I play some of this video, if it'll get flagged.
You shouldn't, as long as you pause it. Part of it. As long as you pause it enough and you talk about it, you should be all right.
I think this is probably the most recent. Videos. Let's see here. There's so many of them. So his name is Stephen Furtick. Oh, he's 4 years old, Steffers. He's just a little guy.
Yeah, he just had his birthday the other day.
Oh, he did? Steffers did?
No, Hiram did. Yeah, her son.
Oh, the little guy? The little guy?
Yep.
Aww. Well, hopefully they donated to her so she could do something fun for his birthday.
Well, she had a pretty good little party for him, I think. I'm pretty sure she did. Oh.
That's awesome. I miss my little ones. My boys. So, when you have a girl, you think girls are supposed to be foo-foo and boys are supposed to be like rough and rugged. And my boys are a little more sensitive than my girl is. It's very strange. My
Yeah,
girl's a
yeah.
little less foo-foo sensitive.
My son is ultra sensitive, and my daughter's like, yeah, whatever.
Wow. Let's see here. Let me see if I can find it. I don't know if I'll be able to find. Oh, you know what I could do? I could go back to my phone, huh? I didn't even think about that. Do you know how it saves your history?
Yeah.
Let's see here. Hmm. History. Oh, here we go. Challenge the shadow. So it was that one. Challenge the shadow.
Hmm.
Okay. Let me go back a little bit.
Hello, Sun Honey Studio. How are you?
Hi, son, honey. I'm almost scared to play it because I'm like, oh my gosh. Because it's a big channel. And
Yeah.
they're quick on that tagging thing. I mean, it got 2.6 million subscribers.
Oh wow.
Let's see. Taking
Yeah, I'd be a
control of
little
your
bit.
mind.
I'd be a little bit. I'd be a little bit scared. I'd be a little bit scared to play it too. But
I know, taking
as long as
control.
as long as you do it right, you should be okay.
Okay, so this
As
is
long
called
as long
taking
as you
control.
go ahead.
Are you religious-y kind of person?
Yeah.
Okay, okay. Well, some people it offends, so I'm asking.
No, nope. I
Okay,
don't get offended by people like that.
okay. Share selected window screen. This one. Okay. Add to stream. Let me know if you can hear it.
Nope.
No?
Nope.
Okay, so I switched to a different okay, let's see. Mm. Screen 2. This one. Allow. Okay. Now we'll try it.
Nope.
Let's see. Why isn't it working? Okay, so you know how you have like Microsoft and then you have like other I don't want it muted. I want to be able to hear it. Allow. I don't know. Maybe I won't be able to play it unless maybe if I open it up with another program.
Maybe.
Like
I don't know how all that works.
so I switched to Firefox. And so the setup is a little different when I'm going to share a screen.
Hmm.
It's not the same. Okay, so if I end that, go back. Anyways, so that's what he was talking about. And it was a really, really, really good sermon. And it got me really thinking. And I was asking myself, why do I let what other people think about me bother me? Or why do I let what others say about me bother me? And what
Yep.
is really important to me is me worrying about what someone else thinks or says, or is it the purpose that I'm here? And I came to the conclusion today that it's the purpose that I'm here. I don't care what they think about me. I don't care who they think I might have a crush on. I don't care, you know, what their perspective is, because they're being competitive instead of being uplifting and helpful. Um and gracious to have others that are supposed to be doing the same thing. I thought that's what YouTube was about, was, bringing knowledge and information to the world. Is that not why you're here too?
That's exactly why I'm here. Like when I first started doing this, I was catching shit from a lot of people from every direction, and I was feeding into it. And I don't know. One day it just clicked, and I said, "The hell with it. It don't matter. It don't matter what these people say or think about me, or what they want to try to say about me to other people." And what's important is the fact that I'm here doing what I set out here to do, and why I'm doing it. And I don't feed into the bullshit. I really don't. I don't care. Like that's why I make fun. That's why I make crack little jokes about no teeth. You know what I mean? Because that was one of the biggest things that people could say about me is, oh, he don't got no teeth. He must have smoked all of his teeth or some shit like that. You know what I mean? And it's like, actually, I didn't had nothing to do with drugs that I don't have no teeth. So like, I got a really bad infection from getting MRSA inside my skull from the surgery I got, and I ended up losing my teeth over it. And I just said, hell with it. I'm not going to feed into their garbage, their bullshit anymore, and help them create more content. So what was more important to me was getting my message out, and that's what I'm doing. And I'm going to continue doing it, and I'm not going anywhere anytime soon.
Exactly. And there's quite a few people that have lost their teeth to, health issues.
Yep.
It could have been genetics, not necessarily meaning that you've even ever done drugs.
Yeah.
So I got a hold of a bad dentist once, and needless to say, he did a lot of root canals and didn't crown them. And now I'm in the process of suing that dentist because I had to have like quite a few teeth pulled in the back, and then like pretty much all my teeth are crowned from here forward. So,
Mm.
I mean, if he would have done the job correctly, and he got paid for it,
Yeah.
He told the insurance company that he already did the work, got paid for it, and never did the work, and then those teeth started breaking. I didn't know any better because I had never even had a root canal ever in my life. I'd had one filling from when I was like 12.
Wow.
So, yeah, I went through a
Yep.
horrendous teeth, BS. And I would never want anybody to go through that. And it is horribly painful.
Yeah, it
Horribly.
is. It is.
Hi, Arctic
Hi, Arctic
Wolf.
Wolf. Yep, I went in to get 2 teeth pulled on my top jaw, and instead of doing the job like the dentist should have, or I meant to get 3 teeth pulled, and they were pretty bad. Just they were really crooked and shit and whatever, and um, the dentist didn't look at the X-rays good enough or some shit,
Did they pull the
and
wrong tooth?
oh no, they pulled the right teeth, but the one tooth was so fused into the bone, into the jawbone, that when he got it to come out, it took 40% of broke my top jawbone and pulled 40% of my nasal cavity out with it. So I had to have 3 surgeries to correct that, and then in that process, I ended up getting MRSA inside my skull and almost fucking died from that. And it was a big old pain in the ass mess, and the infection just got everywhere real quick, and had to get them all taken out.
I can totally relate. Well, not to that extent. So she had to pull tooth number 3, which is your third tooth in if you have a wisdom tooth, second tooth in if you've never had a wisdom tooth, top right side.
Mm.
Oh my gosh. She had to do it 3 times. I had to go in her office 3 times, and there's still bone sticking through. Like she had cut completely from the back to the front because the tooth kept breaking off. And so I'd have to go back in and she would have to get more of it. And then I had to go back in. And so this whole side of my face was so swollen. And out of all the teeth that had been pulled thus far, I had never had any issues like that. And I wasn't feeling well. Remember, I kept saying, man, I'm having hot flashes. I'm having hot flashes. I don't feel good. When you got sick and it got infected, did you not have hot flashes? Like,
oh, dude, I thought I was gonna die.
I started taking my antibiotics, and guess what? This whole time I thought I was having hot flashes, and it wasn't. I guarantee you it's that tooth where the bone is still exposed. Arkansas, you're welcome to come up. Yeah, so I can't completely relate, but I can kind of relate. I ended up sick in the hospital because I went septic 3 times over those stupid teeth.
Wow.
Because I didn't know that if he didn't crown them right away, that they're basically, it's open. They drilled a hole. Yeah. So this is the tooth. They drilled a hole in the tooth. And so the tooth isn't protected anymore. Everything you eat or drink, and I drink Monster. I have one of these every day. That is like straight going inside the tooth, which is affecting like the bones and everything.
Yep.
I'll tell you what, if I can't say that because like on social media, but I mean, there was things I would like to do to that dentist that I just can't. So I'm just going to legally go after him. Yeah. I was sick for like almost 2 years. I didn't think I was ever going to feel better. And then recently I was like, man, I don't know why I'm having these hot flashes. And as soon as I started taking my antibiotics, I'm not having them now. And I'm like, that's what it was. It was that tooth was still bothering me.
Yep.
Arkansas, come up. I want to hear what your perspective is on this. Arctic Wolf, you're welcome to come up. So I normally don't do this, but like I'm sick of having like my name in up someone's mouth, and you know how it feels too when people want to run their mouth about things that I honestly am starting to think that it's a slight bit of jealousy for whatever reason.
Me too.
Like, it's not like I have like 10 million subscribers. I literally just recently got monetized. Another creator helped me get my quite a few of my subscribers. A lot of them came from me hanging out over at LC's channel when I first started last winter, and a couple of other places. But it's not like there's a reason to feel envious or anxious over another subscriber, in my opinion, unless they're doing something. And that wouldn't even be envious. That would be more like, why are you attacking other people? And I'm having a hard time understanding why people are doing that. Is it out of jealousy? Is it out of envy? Is it do they truly have substantial evidence that this person or that person is really doing something wrong? And then what gives you the right to go back and say this or that on social media? Because YouTube is no longer more informational. Now it's more like a social media website.
Yeah.
It's like a giant open to the world Facebook.
Yeah. And I've ran through those exact same emotions, those exact same feelings about it. And basically I come up with the conclusion that you just asked. It's either jealousy or it's envy. Like anybody can look at my channel and they can see that I don't have this huge channel. I've just barely got over 350 subscribers, you know?
Yeah, we need to get you monetized.
And I've never had more than like 20 people in my chat at one time. And the only thing I can think of is they're jealous for some reason, because maybe it's because I'm bringing actual
But haven't you been attacked before? I've been attacked before.
Oh yeah.
That I'm not legit or whatever. And I've been working really close with Google and YouTube. So I did my documentation. So other creators, like other really large creators, musical artists and stuff like that, or, you know, other for-profit channels, so they can add a donate button on their channel and they can donate to Tainted Ink, the organization. So I've been working on that for the last, we'll say, now going on 3 weeks, getting that all worked up and finished up. And there's a lot of great programs for nonprofits between Google, YouTube, TechSoup, and things like that help you even with things like computers, like office supplies, like Microsoft Office, like software, all kinds of things, from computers to pads to everything. It's really awesome. And I know that you had mentioned to me that you were working on getting grants.
Yeah.
So you could go out and do, go ahead and explain. Instead of letting me talk for you, you go ahead and explain.
You're good. You're good. You know mostly about what I'm about, so we're good. But the main thing I want to do is I don't feel like anybody should talk to my children about any kind of sexual awareness or sexual abuse or just anything with sexuality. I don't think teachers, because in reality, a teacher is just another stranger that you're introducing your children to. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't want any stranger, speaking to my children about any kind of sexual abuse or anything like that. So one of the main things I want to do is I want to get together age appropriate packets that are sealed and get sent home with every student in the school district to their parents. And
so age appropriate packets for what?
To send home with the students that go straight to the parents. So a parent can open that packet and decide whether they want to use the material in the packet to help, because talking to your kids about sexual abuse and
the no square,
whatnot, right? The no square. Yep. That's what we used. That's what we used as parents with our kids when they were little teeny. And you know, there has to be an age progression in it. You know, like I said, age appropriate abusive material awareness to help parents who might not be able to, who think it's uncomfortable to speak to their children about these kind of problems and these situations, to be able to have material in front of them to help guide them along through educating their children on sexual abuse. You know, that's one of the main things I'd like to do. And I'd like to see material like that put out in every school district around the country.
And have you come up with a packet idea?
I'm working on it.
Have you made a draft of a packet idea?
I've got a bunch of stuff going on. I got some things written down and getting some stuff put together, but I'm a one-man operation, you know what I mean? So it's kind of all processes are kind of long processes. So I just haven't really, I don't want to sound rude, but I haven't really met anybody on YouTube that I really have trusted yet, because it's a big deal to me, and like I'm pouring my life and my soul into this stuff, and I just don't want somebody who has any kind of negative actions towards me or any kind of resentment towards me to get in there and screw with my stuff. You know what I mean? Because in the end, this isn't about me, man. It's really not, and that's what people get. That's what people get misconstrued. This really isn't about me. This is about everybody else's children and my children, and keeping children of the future safe. You know what I mean? And it's
about the babies.
I don't know.
It's not even just about the babies, because it can happen to
anybody,
women,
anybody.
Men, if they don't have. So I think you were on my channel one day when I was telling the story about the gentleman that was arrested on 70 counts. And it was,
I believe so.
Yes. And I mean, these guys were like 18 that were being tied up, and they had to sit there and watch their lady friend, girlfriend, wife, whoever, be attacked by these, what do you call parasites is what you call them, by
Parasites. Yep, that's
these two
perfect.
parasites that did this at Lover's Lane. And so it's not just little ones, but if you start teaching little ones like what you're saying, which I love that idea, and I wrote it down, of bringing that information to the classroom. Keep this in mind, another thing you can do is, have you started a nonprofit yet?
No, I haven't. I've looked into it, but I'm not gonna lie. I'm not the world's most intelligent person. I'm pretty smart, but when it comes to all the technicalities of things, it's hard. It's a difficult process for me. But
So
I've
so if you start a nonprofit, and if you get a small group, a handful of people together, and from your local area, whether it's you, your wife, and your kids or whatever, and you can make this little packet that you're talking about, and you could probably go door to door and talk with the parents and say, would you like this information, or do you have small children? Or I wouldn't say do you have small children, because they might think it's kind of weird, but
yeah,
like, if you have small children, would you like to share this information? This is for like a teaching aid,
right.
in discussion areas that are uncomfortable as a parent. And I think the only reason it's easier on me to discuss with my kids is because I've been through it. So now I'm just like, nope, this is what it's all about, and blah blah blah.
Yep.
I'm not even
Mm,
like sensitive
Sugarcoating
about
it.
it anymore. I'm
Yep.
just like,
Me
blah.
neither.
Because I
Yep.
think
Me
that when
neither.
we tiptoe around it, kids are like, well, he bought me this, and they got me this toy, or she's a great babysitter, and they can't discern between being manipulated that's that grooming part, being manipulated and groomed by things being bought for them, or you know
Yep.
I will explain it
Yep.
this way. And this is what the psychiatrist explained to me. And as a mother, I wanted to choke this psychiatrist out. Okay. Just want to say that. Let me get that off the rip. So I'm in this therapy appointment with my child, and she's explaining to me, well, this is what she disclosed. Now, mom, please, I'm going to talk in third person. Now, mom, please, I need you to understand that there are some things about this that she liked. I was like, is there something I can stab this lady with right now? Like, I was so upset. I was so infuriated that those words even came out of her mouth. And I was like, what are you talking about? If it was, she wouldn't have been like, no, this needs to stop. So I think that was her way of trying to like soften the blow with me, but that wasn't working. But in actuality, as kids do get older and they're being groomed, there may be things that they liked about it. Yeah, exactly. Arctic Wolf. What the hell? That's exactly what I said. Needless to say, she never saw that psychiatrist again. But I
Yeah.
understand now that it's been 6 years, and I've had time to grow and mature mentally on the subject of it being my child instead of myself. Um, and
Right.
understanding the process that she's going through, or what she may have been thinking. So
Right.
it's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking.
Yeah, it is.
So you know what I mean? So
I do. I do.
if you want, I can help walk you through the process of getting one of those started, and then you can say, "Hey, I have start in your community. Hey, I have a nonprofit. This is what I'm working towards. Would you like a packet?" I don't know how. I would have to think about how to address that. If you go door to door and be like, "I'm not sure if you have kids, but would you like this packet?" So that they don't have to expose if they do or not, and
Right.
to give them a sense of security in a way that they can help address this with their kids like you want. And I think that would be a good place to start. And then you can build your YouTube community, like, and say, oh, by the way, this is where I stream. If you would like to come in and discuss this, or if something happened to them, they'd be like, hey, well, this happened to me. Can I talk to you about it? And
Yeah.
you would be amazed. I think from listening to your streams, listening to my streams, a couple other streams out there, I'm like, it's like 1 in 3, 1 in 5 that have gone through something like this. It's ridiculous.
Right.
There's way too much of it.
See, and you got to remember though, when with those statistics out, you have to remember those only include the people that have came forward. The numbers are actually much, much higher than that. Like last summer, my daughter brought one of her girlfriends over, and she was spending the night or whatever. And of course, we had to meet the parent or the parents, and all that fun jazz when it comes to your children's friends. So we're standing out on our front porch, and there was 5 of us on the front porch, and only one of us hadn't experienced being sexually abused.
That's
so
ridiculous.
and that was my daughter, my wife. There was my wife, myself, my daughter's friend, my daughter's mom, and my daughter. And my daughter was the only one of us that hadn't experienced some form of sexual abuse at one point in time in her life. So those statistics that are out there that say only 1 in 4, it's more like 3 out of 4, and that's legitimate. Just because most people don't report it, most people stay away from reporting it and letting it be known. But like my abuse, I'll never be a part of that statistic because I never reported it until it was way too late, and no evidence, no proof, and a full-grown man going up against a full-grown man about abuse that happened 25 years ago. I'm not going to rehash all that shit just to try to get a conviction on him, and which more than likely alive? I wouldn't.
Is that guy still alive?
Unfortunately, yes, he is. I'm at the point now where I'm finding solace in the fact that he won't be alive very soon. He won't be alive very, very much longer, and he will face his ultimate judgment. And I'm just glad I'm not him.
So I don't know if you know this, but Idaho is not a state that has a statute of limitations for a sexual violent crime. If you ever chose to get any kind of resolution to that, and there is only 15 states out of 50 that don't have a statute of limitations.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Why is that?
Good question. I think that's absurd.
It's ridiculous, ain't it?
It is, very much so.
It's just like this, okay? Like I've told this story before, and my wife's okay with me talking about it. So my wife was abused by her stepdad for a few years, and during this time,
too long.
Yep, and he actually started messing around with some of her friends. There were 6 girls that went into court against this man, and he actually admitted to doing it. And since there was no physical evidence, no journals, the girls didn't keep journals, they didn't keep records, they didn't keep dirty clothes, if you catch what I'm saying.
Yep.
He walked out of the courtroom a free man, and he admitted to it.
And he even admitted to it?
He admitted to it, openly admitted to it. It was so bad. It was so bad that my wife's mom sat in the courtroom with him, supporting him.
What did you just say? Wait, you're what?
My wife's
mom. Did I hear what I think you said?
I'll repeat it. My wife's mom sat in the courtroom with her arm around this parasite and supported him. The day that the detectives showed up to arrest him, He was at work. My wife didn't go to school, and that's when one of her friends, decided, I'm telling somebody. It was the day that she didn't go to school, and they showed up at her house, and they answered the door, and the first thing out of my wife's mom's mouth was, "How could you do this to me? How could you do this to me?" Crazy shit.
So this said person must have been someone that was close in the family.
It was my wife's stepdad.
Mm. Mm-mm-mm.
And her mom and him had been together for quite some time, for quite a few years. And they kept on like, why don't you just call him dad? You should call him dad. And as soon as she started calling him dad, as soon as he started abusing her.
Mm.
Yeah, it's just, and it happens all the time. Like, people don't understand it. And I'm not saying that if you have a step parent in your home that they're going to be abusing your child, but you raise the risk of your child or your child being a victim of sexual abuse by 99% by bringing a step parent or a step family into your home.
Yep.
It's fact. I mean, not everybody's going to do it, but you raise that risk by 99%.
And I get ridiculed
horrible.
because they're like, oh, aren't you ever going to get into another relationship? And this, and I'm like, what? Yeah, you got to wait till my daughter's like of age.
Yeah.
And even
No,
then,
I get it.
weirds me out. Like,
Yep.
I don't know. I'm not mentally ready, and I don't want to be judged because I'm not mentally ready for that either.
Oh, sorry. Yep.
Yeah, it's craziness. And I'm so sorry she had to go through that. And then the feeling of, her mom being, you would think that her mom would have been on her side about it.
Yep, you would think so. Yep, my wife even got a letter from her mom.
Uh-oh, he dropped off. Arctic Wolf says, where do you get those statistics from? Those statistics come from, I'm not sure where he got his from, but you can get them from City Data. When I was in law school, I did a speech on the 3-strike rule. I could tell you what they are now. Because that was back in 2009. So yay, he's back. Welcome back.
Thanks. I don't know.
Oops. Welcome back.
Thanks. My wife actually, on my wife's 16th birthday, my wife got a letter from her mom just disowning her, telling my wife what kind of a piece of shit she was and how she ruined her life, and just horrible for somebody to have to go through that kind of horrible abuse in the first place, to have their own mother disown them because of it. So it's just, that's why I love her. I love her because she's perfect for me. So, yeah. But.
So, Arctic Wolf asked a question. So I'm going to see if I can present this screen. He asked, where do you got your statistics from? So now when I did my speech back in 2009, when I was doing law school, I got a lot of my information from City Data. And so I don't know if you're able to see this screen, but I'm going to blow it up so it's more visible.
Here we go.
There. So 50% of sex offenders in the U.S. are age 30 and older. 12.9% of men are abused before their 18th birthday. Reported what was done to them. 57% of the sex offenders in the U.S. are Caucasian. 46% of abuse done by a relative or intimate partner go unreported.
Yeah.
Did you hear that? 46% go unreported. And the
So what does
majority of
that
that
take?
is probably male, because the
Yeah.
male victims don't like to report.
Yep.
Did
And
you know
that's a fact.
Arctic Wolf says, did you know that less than 3% of all relationships are healthy? Yeah, no doubt. That means 97% of all relationships are unhealthy. And this is in a large part due to the demasculinization of men. And I agree. I
Yeah.
agree. And I think
I'm
I've
part of that.
even had a
I'm
stream on that.
nice.
I
I'm
did.
part of that 3%.
That 3% of healthy relationships. I think the
Yep.
relationship between you and your partner is awesome, because not only are you compatible, but you're able to trauma bond a little bit, as far as not trauma bond as in like you're abusing each other, but have the trauma as bonding to each other, that you guys know that each of you are safe for the other one.
See, and that's a big part of it right there. And I agree 100% with you on that. Like my wife and I became so close because we both opened up really early in our relationship about our abuse. Like we actually opened up about our abuse and our abuse before we actually even technically became a couple. You know what I mean? And like my wife, when she was telling me her story and shit, and she was like, she literally had nobody. Everybody in her family just owned her except for her grandma, and then her grandma passed away, so she had nobody. So when I met my wife, like her story captivated me of where she's been at, what she went through and all that shit. And I told her from the very get-go, I was like, even if we don't become a couple or we don't stay together, I was like, I will never turn my back on you. And I give you my word, you'll always have somebody you can turn to, whether we become a couple or we just stay friends. But I just want you to know that you'll always have somebody that you can count on in your life, and I'll never turn my back on you. And here we are 18 years later. So it's just part of my little
Okay.
story about with my wife, you know.
So I'm going to play this video. Let's see if I can get this one to play. Can you hear this? Can you tell me if you can hear this?
Nope, I can't hear nothing.
Okay, let's see. Let me remove that one. And scoot this up. And then I'm going to, there's that little birdie on my roof. Share screen. Let's see. Allow. You know what? Darn it. I'm trying to figure something out. I am not good at this, so don't make fun of me. I am not. I feel like such a noob.
Oh, don't feel like you're alone, because I don't know how to do any of that stuff. So I'm learning though.
Mm. Let's see. Okay. Tell me if you can hear this.
Nope.
Okay. Why can't we hear it? That doesn't make any sense. That makes like no sense. Share screen. Okay, there's got to be like a freaking like audio share button. Okay, hold on. Okay, wait, let's see. Display settings. That's it's one. I keep putting it as two. One. Okay. So one. I don't want to mute it. I want all audio allowed. No, that's not it. Okay, tell me if you can hear it in just a second. Hold on. I got to move everything around. Can you hear it?
Nope.
It's just really low.
Nope.
Okay, I'll just download it. Oh gosh, my volume is so loud now. Okay, so MP4. Downloader. So, okay, I gotta go here and I gotta go grab it. Copy. Put it in there. Paste. So there's a converter that you can get, and what it does is it'll take whatever on YouTube and then convert it. Oh, oops. I don't know what I got going on my screen. There we go. So like if there's a song you like, you can go to like MP3 converter, and then you can take that song and put that link from YouTube in there, and then you can turn it into like a song and then use it in your StreamYard. Like if you find music that is non-copyright music, and you can add it to your StreamYard, so then you have your own custom music to play in StreamYard.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm. If I am good. Arctic Cliff. Hi, Guidance.
Hi, Guidance. How are you today, sir?
You're welcome to come up to Guidance. Oh, it's going to take a minute because it's like a 15. I think it's like, no, I think it's like a 7-minute. Let me look. 7 minute, 49 seconds. And it says 12 years ago. That's how long ago it was. Wow. With me and my nerdy glasses and yeah. Can't make fun of me. I won't play the video. How embarrassing. I can't wait for your vlogs. Guidance, look what I found. Look what I found in the forest, Guidance. It's Donkey. Donkey. I found Donkey. And in the morning, I make his waffles.
You talking about? I'm making waffles.
What? I'm not a valiant steed. OMG. Okay, while that's doing that, then I can kind of shrink this one and then I can move you back over. So it doesn't look like I'm looking off into space. Yeah, so Guidance has this little show she's doing. It's Degenerate Island. Yeah. You ought to come watch it sometime. If she's in chat, she should drop her little link. But yeah. Look at Donkey. Donkey. I know I'm a goofball. For all them trolls that are not watching right now. It's Donkey from Shrek. See? It's little Donkey. He even got his little beard. Freaking cracking me up.
Yeah.
So tell me more. She says, I'm finishing laundry and I'm trying to pop in. Oh, awesome. Sweet.
Yeah.
So about what you were saying, why that's downloading, and then I can play the whole video for you. And the statistics are crazy. And it's, you know how they say, like, we can't say this or that on YouTube. You know, I made that video. How long ago did I say? 12 years ago. And you're going to hear, you're going to hear graphic. And I got an A on it. And it's never been booted off YouTube. Ever.
Oh yeah. It seems like when it comes to calling things like they are, like I have a problem. Like I don't mind using the word parasite in place of pedophile because that's what they are to me. They're parasites. They're worthless. They're no good. They're trash. But when it comes to saying SA or just whatever other abbreviations they want you to use, I refuse to do it myself. I won't do it because I think that by using these terminologies not in the way they're meant, it dumbs it down. It takes away from the seriousness of what the word is, what the definition is.
Right.
So by not using the word sexual abuse and putting in SA, we're taking away from the seriousness of the problem.
Yeah.
Like
it's kind of like sugarcoating it. Like it's not really that bad.
Yeah, exactly.
But now I think they're more worried about people saying like, I'm gonna do this to you, or they're displaying it on their channel like it's an okay thing, is more their issue than it being more of a teaching or understanding type of situation, if that makes sense. So like, you know, if you're using it in a derogatory manner, I can understand them being offended by it. But if you're using it as an awareness thing, then I don't see that. And this video has never been flagged for anything ever. And it's been up here since, I can tell you the exact day that I posted it. December 3rd, 2010.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
So coming up on 13 years then.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's done. Okay. So let me open it up here.
But I'm gonna jump down. Unfortunately, I suffer from cluster migraines, and I get no warning when they're about to come on, and I got one coming on full-fledgedly. So I'll be listening. I'll be listening in the background, but
Okay. I'm going to play
I'm
it.
gonna jump down. Sweet.
Okay, hon.
Okay, thank you for letting
Thank
me
you.
come up. I appreciate it, and thank you for stopping by. Thanks for stopping by last night. I appreciate our Toad talk.
Oh, of course. Anytime. I'm going to try to present
Right.
this now. Let's see.
Okay, have a good day, guys.
Mwah. Music player. Website applications will share. Okay. Let's see if I can make it like that. You guys will have to let me know if you can hear it because I can't. I won't be able to tell. Hi, Sun Honey. Arctic Timberwolf, could you let me know if you can hear it? Okay, I'll try to fix it. Hold on 1 second. Let me try logging into StreamYard through Chrome. I don't know why when I'm using this one that it just doesn't want to use audio. Kind of sucky. Is this a sucky? Okay, you guys, don't disappear on me. I'll be right back. I'm not going to end the live. I just have to jump out and switch device. Well, maybe I can switch from here. Do. Can you hear me? Oh. Okay. Okay, you can hear me. Okay, let's try it this time. Okay, share screen. Okay, share screen. Window, entire screen. This one, share audio. Share. Add to stream. Okay, you should be able to hear it now. And it's going to be kind of quiet, so a lot quieter than I am.
In the United States that the three-strike rule should be abolished for child sex offenders upon their first offense and other sex offenders beyond their first offense. Imagine your child being in the hands of one of these offenders in our local community. Let's fight back for the freedom in our community. In the inefficient and ineffective use of law against offenders and child abusers, lest these criminals do their minimal time and are let go to recommit these horrible and outlandish crimes against our families, children, and neighbors. The three-strike rule lets the offenders commit these crimes up to 2 times before having a more serious penalty put into place. With those types of laws, these criminals have free rein to commit many offenses before paying their just dues back to the victims who may never really fully recover. Today, I would first like to speak with you about the current state of our nation's problematic judicial system, and then pose a solution to correct the dire situation that exists today. In order for you to understand why we need to eliminate the three-strike rule, we first must understand who and what is classified as a criminal, as a sexual offender, and a child sexual abuser, along with why these laws classify them as such. According to the Maryland Attorney General, often someone who is named one of the following and may be male or female. A sexual violent predator is an offender who has been convicted of a sexual and violent offense and has been deemed by the court likely to do it again. A sexually violent offender is an offender who has been convicted of a sexually violent offense. Child sex offenders. An offender is one who has been convicted of any of the following offenses by the victim who is less than 15 years old. On to explain and what is considered a first or second degree rape.
This will get graphic, so forewarning.
Vaginal intercourse by force or threat. A second degree rape is the above mentioned and including with persons who are mentally disabled victims, or a victim who is under 14 years old, or the perpetrator being 4 years older than the victim. A sexual offense is one of the following. A first-degree sexual offense is a sexual act by force or threat. A sexual act is oral sex, anal sex, or penetration by an object, but does not include vaginal intercourse. A second-degree sexual offense is a sexual act by force or threat with somebody who is mentally disabled, or a victim who is under 14 years old, or the perpetrator being 4 years older. A sexual act is oral sex, anal sex, or penetration by an object, but does not include vaginal intercourse. Third-degree sexual offense is a sexual contact without the consent of the victim. The sexual contact is intentionally touching the genitalia, victim under the age of 14.
Yes, trigger
Or
warning.
the perpetrator being 4 years older than the victim. The Kids Safe Foundation Internet Statistics report 1 out of every 3 to 4 girls will be sexually assaulted by the time they're the age of 18. And 1 boy out of every 6 will be abused by the age of 18. Although we have some reports and convictions to base these statistics on, they're actually not accurate. So many cases of child molestation go unreported. The average child molester will molest 50 girls before being caught and convicted for the first time. The child molester that seeks out boys will molest 150 boys before being caught and convicted for the first time. And he will commit at least 280 sex crimes in his lifetime. There are over 491,720 registered sex offenders in the United States as we speak. 80,000 to 100,000 of the above offenders are missing. According to city data, the data given shown massive numbers of offenders per resident. Offender research in Maryland states that we have 55 registered sex offenders living in Laurel on April 2010. The ratio number of residents in Laurel to the number of sex offenders is 410 to 1. Furthermore, there were 1,731 registered sex offenders living in Baltimore in April of 2010. The ratio number of residents in Baltimore and number of sex offenders is 369. Lastly, there was a whopping 141 registered sex offenders living in Hagerstown in April of 2010. Racking up the ratio of number of residents in Hagerstown to the number of sex offenders by 282 to 1. While these facts are truly sobering,
That's 282 to 1. I know, breathe. 282 people to 1. Insanity.
there's a light at the end of the tunnel. The hope lies in the concept of changing the three-strike rule. The Ottawa City newspaper published Three-strike rules, crime bill of shame, on March 10, 1994. Critics say in the United States, the latest slogan to battle against crime is three strikes and you're out. A rule that locks up repeat offenders for life without parole after their third felony. This gives the criminals 2 previous attempts at committing these crimes in our communities with our children and our neighbors and our family. But criminologists say that the 3-strike rule is an overrated sham designed by politicians to make people think that the government is fighting crime, when in fact, more violent criminals are being. The Washington Times on April 6, 2007, says there are presently 10,000 registered sex offenders who move to new addresses and jobs daily. There are many court cases that validate this need for change. For example, Brock E. Norris was convicted by a jury for child molestation in the 1st degree. Yes, Norris had been convicted of child molestation 10 years previous. Rehabilitation of sex offenders is not practical or feasible beyond their popular belief. Serious offenders are known to repeat their crimes. Child abuse and sex predators are a hindrance to our communities. They affect the communities in a hurtful, negative manner, creating an environment where we are scared to let our children out to play. I would also like to add that the female community members have become afraid to be out walking around after dusk. This again takes away from the freedom of us as individuals. I hope that my brief speech on the necessity for change in our current laws has helped you more fully understand the crisis that we are currently facing in our communities and the necessity for change in order to enable us to continue to enjoy the quality of life. We should take every opportunity to drive legislators and government to pursue these actions that we are striving for and make changes for the betterment of our communities and our country, for safer living environments, not only for ourselves, but for our family, our friends, and our children. In a speech by Governor O'Malley, who testifies on a proposal to improve public safety where violent crimes is concerned, we are the 4th most violent state in the union, and there's no good reason for it. We all need to fight back against violent crime, and our state needs to become a much stronger and more forward-leaning partner in our local law enforcement. It is not just local law enforcement by themselves, or even the counties, towns, or municipal law enforcement by themselves, but rather all of us together. In hopes to preserve our community's freedom and safety for all of us and our children, we need to look further into helping the government understand the seriousness of these concerns and to make necessary changes to better our communities.
Get to know if you ever need to use this information, you're more than welcome to clip that and use it if you need it. There is updated information since then, I'm sure, on the statistics that Arctic Wolf was asking about earlier. Let me turn down my volume. It's a little loud. Guidance, that was a speech I did many moons ago, 13 years ago. And I was learning how to edit. And I'm still not very good at it. So back to the topic of what is important. What is important to me is not what others think about me. It's not what others want to slander. What is important to me is making sure that awareness, practice makes perfect, right, Gray? I think we learn until we pass. Yes, and that was very graphic, a trigger warning, but it's never been booted off YouTube, and it's a learning device. It's to help bring awareness to the situation, and I thought, get to know you're about the laws and this, and I know that this would be a great way for you to get information and, help get it out there. The number of RSOs are almost doubled in that time that this presentation was done. We are at almost 800,000 RSOs in the U.S. today. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy? And if you think about it, the use of the internet has magnified this situation because now that they have access that they didn't have before. You know what I mean? It's, 13 years ago, this wasn't as the internet wasn't as prevalent as it is now. I was more than ready for Sound of Freedom go mainstream. We need a part 2 ASAP. I love you, son, honey. Gray Pill, you're welcome to come up. Guidance, I know she's a little busy right now. I was trying to get all my stuff done before I jumped on today. Guidance says, well, now that they have to register anyone charged prior if they were grandfathered in, like my uncle, and wasn't required to register. So probably a lot more in reality. And well, the issue is, it's not that some of them don't register. They'll up and leave state and not register. And so they're out there floating around and we don't even know who they are. So like if you move into a new community, you can do city data. I'm sure city data is still there. Let me check. So we'll say let's try a small town. So okay, here, let me present this screen. So this is for try Hagerstown, Maryland. Do you remember what it was before? It was 232 to 1. Do you want me to go back and check and see what it is now? It says according to our research, of Maryland and other states listed, there were 216 RSOs living in Hagerstown as of July 11th, 2023. So Hagerstown is slowed down, but Cavestown has picked up. Yes, Hagerstown, it was 232 to 1, if I remember correctly. And then, let's see. Look at this one, 1,393. So the higher the values mean more residents per SOs. So it's still high. Greencastle is 184. So I guess it's 184 to 1. Yeah. So it says the ratio of residents of SOs in Hagerstown is 181 to 1. Where in Cavestown, you have 1,393 to 1. So Greencastle's even higher. It's 184 to 1. So it's 184 residents to 1 SO. I don't want to scroll down too far. I don't know if I would get in trouble if it accidentally doxed one there. Let's see. Guidance said, I don't mind. Okay. Oh, I don't want to miss any of these. I don't mind. At work, I was prepping for a late night stream. When I get off, I'll email you with the topic and link if you're available and down for conversation. Awesome. Sounds good to me. Exactly. But before Michigan, my uncle wasn't required to register. Oh, and because his charges were prior. So he never had to register, Miss T? Nothing compares. Well, it's probably a good thing that you tuned in a little bit late because it was a trigger warning earlier. Is there an area you would like me to check anyone? I wonder, like, let's see. Nope, never had to register. When did they start it there? Sarasota, Florida. Okay. $185 to 1. So there's 185 residents per 1 SO. Cortez must be a decently nice area. And I think all of the case numbers that never got reported. Exactly. And that's what I was saying earlier is like the ones that go, hi, Phil, welcome. The ones that go after young men, it's boys, whatever, it's they don't talk. And you have 50K people there. Wow. She said Cortez is a fishing area, a hidden spot here. Yeah, that's where I'd be moving. And it doesn't necessarily mean they're not there. They're just not currently registered there. You know what I mean? So they could still be floating around and you just not know who they are. Shake my head and hurting my soul. I'm sorry, son, honey. I love you. The best seafood many don't know about. Oh, I love seafood. You know, the one thing I miss is there used to be this Hooters on the beach in Panama. And it was like they had all you could eat crab legs. Oh, that was so good. So good. Destin Beach, so beautiful. I miss it there. It was gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Aw. Mwah. So I had been wanting to actually share that video for a minute, because it is informational. It's a little outdated, but it is very informational, and it explains like the different, um, the value of, like, they put like a value on how bad the crime is. And in my opinion, I think no matter at what stage it is, it's it's all horrendous, and it should just be one value, not, oh well, this is a lower class value to this, and we'll just give you a couple of months, slap you on the hand, and send you on your way. And I believe even in my speech I mentioned that they're not rehabitable. Like, you can't rehab that kind of illness, and they try to justify it with this new terminology. And I it breaks my heart that our government and society has come to that they can't, that it's not that they can't, it's that they don't want to enforce it, and so much that they rather lower, how do I explain that, like, the validity of it. Because as a victim, we can't say, oh well, they got 2 months and then they get to get out, and we get 2 months and we're all better. Mr. Get to Know, he said it before, like, our mental health doesn't have like that, like a statute of limitations on it. It doesn't say, okay, well, we're just going to magically be better. The kids aren't going to magically be better. Grew up in Destin. Grew up going to what's Sandestin? Are you talking about Destin Beach, Phil? Destin's gorgeous. I went there for the first time, and the sand was blinding white. And then when it was wet, it looked like sugar. And they have these cute little, jellyfish. And I had never seen a real life jellyfish before. Florida. Yeah, Destin Beach, Florida. Oh, yes, it's part of Destin. It's gorgeous there. I would go back in a heartbeat. Plus, you got seafood and gumbo. Oh, yes. I had never had gumbo before either until I went out there. Oh. Pensacola water is really nice. It's like bath water. Gray Pill, what do you know about Pensacola, Florida? Yeah. I think I've asked you before if you were military, because it's predominantly military there. NOLA. You get around. Naughty. Air Force. There's Air Force, the Marine, helicopter pilots come from there. The Navy comes from there. Gumbo is the bomb. Texas has some, like, on like the Galveston side by Houston, they have some pretty decent gumbo there too. New Orleans. Yes, I've been to New Orleans. I like New Orleans. And then you take that big long bridge. So there's a little like chintzy weensy, like funky motel. So if you're going towards New Orleans from land, but large Air Force Base, yes. So before you go over the bridge into New Orleans, there's this like little chintzy motel. I can't remember the name of the little town. I think it starts with an S. And I think Phil, you may know, there's a little town right before you go over the bridge into New Orleans. I think it starts with an S. And there's this little chintzy motel there. And I remember I stayed the night there because it was completely booked. It was Mardi Gras. And so I decided to stay on this side of the bridge. And oh my goodness, you would have been laughing. So I go in there, the room door didn't lock. The bathroom door was so close to the potty, like you couldn't open the door all the way. And it had pink sheets, like someone accidentally put a red shirt in with the white linens, and the sheets were all pink. Oh my goodness, I was so scared. Well, the part that scared me the most was the fact I couldn't lock my door, like the main door, not the bathroom door, but the main door to the hotel room. And I think I slept with one eye open all night. But it was like, oh man, there's a nice seafood spot just before the bridge. Oh, so you know what I'm talking about. Yes. That is that bridge, man. If you're scared of water, you don't want to have to go over that bridge. It's like forever. It's got to be at least a couple of miles long. It's got to be. It's like you're driving over water forever. Oh, Elgin. Is that the name of the town or the name of the motel? I thought the name of the town started with an S. Oh, let me look. Now I'm curious. New Orleans. New Orleans, Louisiana. I need a map. Louisiana. Okay, so the name Slidell. That's the name of that little town. Slidell. So actually, Eden Isle would be like the last stop before the bridge, but it was in Slidell. The Air Force Base, are you talking about in Pensacola or in New Orleans? Nolans. I know they have a base on the New Orleans side. I don't know which one though. Oh, it's another NAS. Beale Naval Air Station. Do they have an Air Force base too? Oh, and Pensacola. Pensacola. I've only been on the NAS in Pensacola, so I don't know what all they have there. Is that where they do the Engine Air Force Base? Huh. I know that's where the Blue Angels practice, and so they'd wake me up every dang morning. Oh my goodness. Not every morning, but it was like 3 times a week with them flying over my head. It was so noisy. But it was great because then I would want to run outside and go watch. It was like you get a free show. What is that, Phil? What is this, Matt? I don't even know how to say that. Gattez District? Hey, Phil, did you live there? Have you heard of Sammy's? Matt Gattez. Let's see. Where's that at? Like, I'm looking at the map. Do I have to type that in, or he's a congressman? I digress. No, but from southeast Georgia. So is he there in Florida now? That water was so warm. It was like bath water. I didn't realize how far it was from Destin. I think it was like an hour from Destin to Pensacola. I could be mistaken. Maybe it was like 30 minutes. I think it's because it's like a kind of little funky road. It's about an hour, Grape Hill said. I wonder if it's because it's like right along the little shore thing. It's not like a main, like I-10. I'm from southeast Georgia. Cortez grew up in the Truman Show house that Jim Carrey starred in. Can't make this SHIT up. Wow, really? That's very interesting. Very interesting. Great little place. I love it there. I got to go back and visit soon. That's awesome. I need a vacation. Take it in Florida. And those little geckos. You gotta love the little geckos. You wake up in the morning and they're like stuck to the window. They're so cute. The South is so beautiful. And they're so they have like manners and stuff. When you live in like bigger cities, like San Francisco or New York, they're just not as, I don't want to say proper, but they don't have that Southern hospitality, I guess you could say. Jim Carrey's, let's see, what does it say? Jim Carrey's personality and character is really cool. I thought it was really cute. Like Jim Carrey's personality. Like, could you imagine having him as a parent, like cracking jokes all the time? Carrie, yes. Cortez, not so much. Cortez is in Seaside, Florida. Phil says he's in Boston now. So do you notice the difference, Phil, like in the hospitality? Like when I was in Maryland, like they were like, what do you want? It was like, oh, how can I help you today? You know, they were just so much more aggressive. I guess which takes me back to, you know, people being judgmental or, you know, the lack of hospitality. I don't know how much, you know, I need to make Grape Hill a mod so he can drop his links in chat. I don't know if he's ever been like harassed since he's been on YouTube, but you know, we have to remember why we started or why we come here and for what purpose, and not let that, you know, all the negativity bring us down. Grape Hill says, oh, wait, I skipped one on accident. We move differently from the north and south. We move differently. Yeah, I don't know about all that because, you know, I don't know. To be fair, to me, a lot of Southerners are nosy as ASF. Yeah. But I guess, yeah, they can be. It reminds me of the little, back in the day when ladies used to go to the hair salon to go get their hair done, and they'd be like gossiping and stuff. It's no different. Same thing. Now they can just outwardly gossip on the web. I noticed for sure it's a slower pace in the South, much slower. I think that maybe that's why I like it so much. I don't feel like I'm in a rush to get everywhere. Gray Pill says harassed, doxed, threatened, cursed out, disrespected. So yeah. So that's what my stream was about, and was like remembering what brought us here and not letting it get to us, and staying focused and staying on the grind. Pockets of everywhere are the problem, sadly. Yeah, there is little sections everywhere that, they do what they do. And it's just that small group of people that enjoy that. And I think that it should be promoted more to, build together as a group. I always think of like sharing is caring. And if you build up others, it builds your spirit within. Tribalism and division are multiplied with the internet. Amen. I believe that 100%. Times a billion. No doubt. No doubt. Oh, Phil, are you talking to me? Because I thought I was going to lose it a couple of times. I've had to take 2 hiatuses since I started this channel. Just got too much, too overwhelming. And then I have to go back. Like, I was listening to scripture and I was like, man, this is such a great topic. Like, what truly matters? And, do I really care what other people think? To a point. Like, to a point, I do. I care what other people think as far as, like, well, wait, hold on. Well, I do, but I don't. Like, I do, but like, I don't really care, like, the negativity stuff, like how it affects us as individuals. Collectivity is my concern. These groups that have heresy, and ultimately it's power grab with hate thrown in without regard. Yeah. Hi, bad behavior. Welcome. Welcome. Gray Pill says, why do you think I stay doing segments on narcissistic and narcissism traits? Flying monkeys. I love the flying monkeys. I mean, like, I love that word for them. And energy vampires. I definitely believe in energy vampires. Most definitely. I just didn't realize that they could be within the internet. I thought that was more like a one-on-one person type of situation. And it's not. Like, when you work in a workplace, like a regular, 9-to-5 workplace, and you just have that one person that's always like, bah humbug about me, blah, blah, blah. And the next thing you know, you're just like, man, why do I feel so drained? And those energy vampires, they come up and then they suck all that good energy out of you, refill their little energy bank, and then you're left drained. It's nice to see you, bad behavior. And why is that? That was one of my questions earlier. Is it out of jealousy? Is it out of control? What is the driving force behind it? So agreed on collective with accountability, but promote individualism foremost. Yes. Gray Pill says, nope, it's more on media. so many keyboard warriors, panel thugs, and such. I wonder if there is, like, do they feel more, I hate to use this term, but do they feel more ballsy behind the keyboard because they don't really have to face that person in like one-on-one day-to-day life? I mean, if half of these people had to go head to head with the others, I mean, would they continue down this same road? That's right, Grape Hill. I feel like there are a lot of narcs on YouTube. They can't help themselves. Mainly for the flying monkeys, it's insecurity. So it's their insecurities that are driving them to be little keyboard warriors. Could you imagine how much we would all grow if we were able to be like, for instance, like I watched one of Grape Hill's podcasts and I was like, man, that's the bomb. And then said, hey, you know, like this is in addition to, and then give him credit to what his thoughts were on this and what his panel's thoughts were on this. What does my group think about this? If you like this topic, he runs a regular show on this. Hey, step over here. You know, you may enjoy this topic. You know what I mean? And with me in my brain, that's how my brain thinks, is like, hey, if you guys like this specific topic, hey, he's going to do a show on this day at this time. Go check him out. Instead of being like, oh yeah, whatever, blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean? Instead of throwing some negative connotation on it, it's I mean, like if say he comes across a topic and on accident, oh, well, Inky talks about this topic quite a bit. If you like this, then, you know, go check her out, vice versa. I think it would help out a lot more if more of us were like that. People aren't able to establish connections in real life as much as it seems, and they are too trusting online. Yeah, we get sucked in very easily into a clique type environment where you're having private discussions with people that you don't know in real life. I think I was trying to explain this to Marzi once. I go, Marzi, we really don't know each other outside of, conversations that we've had, et cetera. I go, there's times that you can live with somebody for 10 years and not really know that there's really something wrong with that person till something happens. Yes, that's it. Are they naive and exploited? In person, they have to face reality. When checked online, you can be whoever you want, whatever they want. I guess. Because that's what creators are. Narcissists. Not all. I'll sub. If this was the gaming world, this would make so much more sense to me. I know, huh? That explains why I'm not a creator. I appreciate that. I promote others like your channel and others, mainly because the spaces I visit, I hear so many complaints, sadly. Oh, Grape Hill is here. Welcome.
Jesus Christ. Hold on.
Oh, let me turn my volume.
Oh, you're good. I heard a little bit airs, but it's not annoying, so you're good. Yeah. I'm gonna try to give myself 20 minutes, but I know how conversations go. Sometimes I'll stick around, and yeah. But I mean, everybody's pretty hitting the nail on the head. Me, you, Phil, with the context we're given. But I think and this is what I'm, I think I'm here like some, it'll be a better place if this happens. If we do this, and I get it, but unfortunately, nobody's not trying to do that. You got the yin and the yang. I'll be right back. I'm in and out.
Okay. Phil says, right, Gray Pill, which is the problem because most of the youth can't tell the difference in reality versus gaming, or a minority of Minecraft, Roblox, alternate reality. So life is hard. Go to Utopia. Oh, so life is too hard. Let's go to Utopia. Yeah, I get that. Right? I agree. Run to the gaming world versus facing the reality of life. Yes. Hi, Nance. Nancy Pansy. Not one of them would be able to stand toe to toe or face to face with me in real life. I know. I some of the things I've heard in recent is just beyond me.
Yeah, but be careful. There's some people like I've been in so many spaces that you got people that's just like really just don't care. Like you got like real genuine people that will literally just give their address out, phone numbers, and like let's go, versus the ones that pretend to be somebody, and then you like, oh, this is not like the character, the person I said he is, or heck, even down to their persona of like this is the picture, whatever, and it's generally not them. So you got so many different levels to this. Is bananas. So when I see like spaces like yours, spaces like Vic, spaces like I would even throw out the other one that pretty much the space that me, you, and such was on, and that one was like at the end of it was just disrespectful. That's still a genuine space, but you just have to. It's like respect comes first. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
And there's certain things like I would never ask. And it's not that it's not just not my business, but when you give up certain dynamics of your life, it can and probably will be used against you in a clip somewhere. I think I remember saying that night. It's an iffy situation. I think you're muted, Gray Pill. But now he's unmuted.
yeah, you did, yeah, you did, and you was. So yeah, again, it comes back to the one person. I like me and you conversate, right? One person got to be the bigger person, or the more understand. Like I understand what this situation is with the conversation of that person being toxic, being disingenuous, being rude, being disrespectful, or just being vindictive, malicious. So if that person understands that this person is that, I got to step away. I got to eject myself out there, because if I stay or another person stay, and I speak for this anybody outside the space, if you stay on quote unquote a panel in the chat, heck, even just watching cloud watching, and you're consistent that type of person engaging in that behavior, but you're coming back on other panels or just in somewhere else and like and just complain about that, clearly it's not going to change, because that person, whether they're the host or a panelist, because there'll be spaces where people panel on there and they're going to be them. You see what I'm saying? They're going to be them. So you got to understand that person's them, and you got to be a bigger person. Like, okay, this is not for me, and just step out. I remember this is literally like 2 days ago, because it was crazy, because I said to myself I was going to do a stream about the 90 Day Fiance, because I was going to make one of the guys a case study, and I said, man, I got tired. So I was on a chat supporting a guy that's cool host, and he does lives. And somebody I knew from past was like, "Hey, Great Pill, you gonna hop on the panel?" I'm like, "Sure, why not for you? You know, I'm cool. I know you." And I get on there, and then a random chick that's new in this certain space that we know of was on a toxic space that's called, you know, I ain't gonna say name, but it was toxic, and it's witnessed something that was horrific for her. So, and then she happened to go on the extension of that channel extension of it to another one, and then a chat, according to her, she felt the chat disrespected her, so she came onto this platform and was like, the topic could have been about rainbows, and somehow she decided to eject that issue she had with those two content creators in that space, and then bring it over there and ask a random question that was already said and done there. And I'm like, we're not going to talk about cats and rainbows, because I thought this was a subject. And then it just went kind of left a little bit, and then everybody just wanted to dive into that whole conversation. And I'm like, this is crazy. And I just like, I didn't blow up, but I'm like, this is my thing with all this. I'm not gonna say nobody's dumb and stupid, but I find it's very odd that adults, when they click on a link, first of all, you see a thumbnail, you see a title. Let's pretend everybody know how to read. We got over sixth grade education. I hope you saw the thumbnail, you saw a pretty picture, you saw the title, you clicked on it. Then guess what? There happened to be a link there. You clicked on that too. So you made three choices.
Mm-hmm.
Now you jumped on the panel, or if you didn't, you're in the chat engaging with chat or whoever, because pretty much the people in the chat normally root for, cheer, or favor the person that's who channel it is. That's usually how it goes. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So now you got a different experience from what you saw. So somehow you decide to bring your trauma, your issues on this one that's totally opposite from that. That doesn't make any sense. And every time when I see little things like that, I keep saying to myself, man, I'm so glad for my podcast because number one, I selectively invite people on my platform.
Right.
I'm not gonna say never because never is a whole different thing, but I would rarely do a drop in random link and just have random people come up. And even if I do, I feel like I'm so prepared for that one too. Like it just can't. Like I don't have patience. Even when I had 38 subscribers, I was kicking and blocking people at 38. When I had 200 and I had a 26K subscriber was felt they were so big and high and mighty and was on their stories. Okay, cool. I'd rather have a 26 subscriber, 1 million subscriber talk smack about my channel. Guess what I'm gonna do? Clip, screenshot, record. Oh, hey guys, I'm going for that person. Me coming at Inky and we're pretty much on the same page. We're the little guys. That doesn't make any sense. That doesn't feed my channel. Especially if my channel niche is about talking about open perspective and positivity and having group conversations about something. It doesn't help my channel grow or build the way I want to.
Right.
So it's ridiculous. I'll be back.
Okay. If said person has an agenda, they have a small army to twist everything you say. Right. Exactly. I miss Nix. I fell asleep. It was gone this morning. I hope you all had a great time. Oh boy. Yeah, I jumped on there right before they got off, right? I was getting ready to go Mimi's. Mm-hmm. Be skeptical for everyone online. Smart way to approach even the relationships. Me, I'm like, what's in that medicine cabinet? Exactly. What do you take to stay sane? Okay. It's always so late. The girls they be up early for work. Phil agreed. Yeah, no doubt. Sometimes it's hard too. I mean, I remember there was days when I first started streaming that I would stream in the wee hours of the night into the morning, and I'd be like so drained. I'm like, oh boy, I wouldn't get to bed till like 4 or 5 in the morning. I'm like, oh my goodness, which is like 8 or 9 y'all's time. Goodness. So back to what truly matters is learning to block out that energy and staying away from that negative space. And sometimes it's hard because that drama and that chaos kind of drives us in, and then we lose control of that steering wheel and end up either becoming a part of it, or you take that negative back with you and you end up taking that negativity to bed with you at night sometimes. And think social media attracts the loonies. I think it does sometimes. I mean, I remember when I would watch YouTube before I ever had a channel, and I would listen to like the informational stuff. I didn't even know you could go on someone else's panel and chit chat and talk and all these things. I had no idea. I didn't know you could even type in the chat box. Like, I don't even know how long that's been around. That was all new to me. Hi, De-Icer Dave.
How long ago was that when you realized you didn't know how? Like,
it was literally like last fall.
Okay.
Like last fall is when I found out. I was
Mhm.
like, oh, there's people talking in like a chat box. Yeah, I had no idea.
Yeah, like I
I
said,
always, I
just a
always
video.
used it for informational stuff, like
Yeah,
research.
I think mine was 2 years ago, but I already had the game channel still have, but it was mostly just for like the fellas. I was mostly just representing them, like because they were like some really good hardcore gamers,
Hmm.
and I would just record and share they play style, and that was it. And then later on became like people had bragging rights or just talk smack on the game, and I was say record that. Then it became like okay, now I'm good, which I already thought I was good, but then I'll come in like I'll play, and then somebody just either doing something that's wasn't part of the game, and I'll just record them looking dumb and silly. So that was it.
Wow.
That
So when I first got on YouTube was like I said, like 13 years ago, and my professor's the one that introduced me to it, and was like, hey, I need you to do a speech, and this is where I want you to put it. And I was like, oh, I got to put my face on public media. You know, I am still kind of shy, and so I did, and that's what I thought it was for, honestly. And like say you bought something and you didn't know how it worked, you could always Google it, and it would take you directly to YouTube, and you could figure out how that product works and stuff. So this was a whole new realm for me when
yeah,
when I was introduced to YouTube,
but I
more
say,
like a social
but I
media type
you
thing.
ever did you ever There's another option. Where is it in your settings? Oh man, where is it?
Like my YouTube settings.
No, no, I'm just no, no, your image, like, because like you see all that black around our avatar.
Uh-huh.
Okay, you can actually have the image like it'll be the whole. It'll fill up the whole screen. You ever done that before yet?
Uh-uh.
Okay, you know the section where it shows like the green screen,
Okay, so let me go to settings, and then
like a green screen, something like that. The virtual background. Okay, virtual background.
okay.
All right, and then if you have an image in there, you can upload an image. But if
Mm-hmm.
you have and you click on the image, where is it? Oh, it's not gonna do it for me. It's playing with me. Okay, let me see if I done it right. Nope. I'll let me do it here. But it's supposed to be in your virtual background.
Uh-huh.
You click on. Why not let me do that? I just did it last time with somebody else. Is it green? You
Is
can
it under layouts?
Yeah, it's virtual backgrounds, and you have your regular one, and then you can have your. Oh, okay. Now I know why. Because I put my camera off. Okay. Yeah. So in your settings, you go to your
Uh-huh.
virtual background. You
Okay.
scroll down where it says virtual backgrounds, and you have like the little brick, and it's the normal regular too. The like little background room. Then you have
Uh-huh.
the brick. That's the normal one. But if you upload a regular image in there, I think
Uh-huh.
about the length of a thumbnail, you can actually put an image in there, so it would show the whole thing like a picture of you.
Really?
Yeah,
So like when you're talking?
yeah, you be talking, but it just have like your picture, like you see how I look right on when we do like the conversation stuff like that on my channel,
Uh-huh.
and I do like a full screen of me or you.
Uh-huh.
It'll look just like that, but it'll fill in this whole area, all that black, all this would be just me.
Huh. I don't know how to. Oh, I'm confused.
Okay. 'Cause I'm at work, I don't want to like show too much of what's going on my end. I'm trying to the green screen.
Okay, so it's this green screen,
That's the
and
phone.
then
Use the green screen.
let's see layouts. Let's see about layouts. Maybe it's under that, under the cropped layouts.
Mm-mm. It's supposed to be in your virtual background. Like if you show your
Um,
camera, but you're showing that. I'll be back.
okay, I wonder. Come on, Zoom in Zoom. Not sure about YouTube Studio. Comment in Zoom. Oh, my camera's not working. Gosh darn it. Hold on. Let's see if it works now. Whoa! Well, that's what my background looks like. My thingy looks like. I don't know. Settings. Virtual background. I don't know. What do you guys think? That's the only one I see. Is that what he means, Phil? I'm not sure if that's what he means. And it's probably facing backwards or something with my luck. It's probably not even facing the right direction. It's probably in reverse or something. Nance, I've missed you. De-icer Dave, welcome, welcome. Let's see. I don't know. I don't know how to make it any other way. You do it in Zoom. I don't know. I'm not sure how these new, what's this one? How about this one? Is it this one? Maybe this is what he means. I think this is what he means, huh? I just don't like being that big. Ow, ow. Oh, goodness gracious, you guys. So do any of you have any insight on how you micromanage your emotions or feelings on this topic? And that's how I look at it, is micromanaging my feelings when I have to be here. Oh, thank you, bad behavior. I don't like looking at myself. I'm still shy. I get stage fright. I know, someday I'll get over it. You're so sweet. That's exactly why you've never been on panel. You get stage fright too. You know, I've always been like kind of shy, so it doesn't help. It doesn't help. So, Phil, what do you think? Phil's probably just like, I just listen and then just let it go. He seems so much more level-headed, like he doesn't get involved in the BS. You're shy as well. Yeah, it's a big step. You know. Well, I think Miss T is going on. Let's see. I think Miss T is going on. There's probably a couple extra lives going on. And then Gray Pill is coming on here in a little while. Let me go grab his link and let me put it in chat. He always has amazing topics. I know. Let's see. He has one coming up this evening. It's today, the 12th, 11th. Or maybe he doesn't have one tonight. I'll have to wait for him to come back. But I'm going to drop his link in chat. Here we go. And he has amazing topics. Talks about the narcissist and the flying monkeys and all different kinds of stuff. So please go subscribe. It's awesome. He is awesome.
Okay, I'm back.
I'm just been over here just rambling to myself. Do you have a live coming on that you have loaded for today? Because I don't see it.
Yeah, I was working on it early today. I had to get some clips and videos, and I was gonna do a thumbnail right after until I saw you go live. So I think I'll put you out working on a thumbnail.
I need someone to teach me to do thumbnails because I have no idea how to do thumbnails. And
that's fine. Do you have Canva?
No.
Oh, Canva's free. You get the free version, or you get paid the one for I think it's like what, $14-12 a month. But it's free. But after the stream, I'm pretty much gonna be wide awake anyway. After the stream, I'll screen share everything on my Canva and I'll walk you through it.
Okay, that sounds good. What time are you planning on going on tonight?
Oh, it's gonna be midnight my time. I don't. So
11?
you're 2 hours. Yeah, it's 2 hours behind you. So 12 for me. I think that's 10 for you. So right now it's 9:17 my time. So it's like what, 7 o'clock?
So it says 9. There's one at 9:55 a.m. Is that Passport Bro?
No, ignore that. I was planning on doing that, and me and Ruby was doing something, and it was a topic I was kind of sort of avoiding, and I was like, yeah, I think we just need to have the conversation. So, because technically, this Tuesday I'm actually working, so every Tuesday at 8 p.m. Central we do group conversations that you was on, and this Tuesday I'm actually working. So my boss like, hey, I'm out of time. I need somebody. Sure, no problem. So
right. Oh, is this how you meant? Like the screen?
No, okay, hold on, because I put tape on my things over my so I'm gonna see if I can start now. So all right, I got my camera. There we go. There we go.
Okay,
yeah, okay.
I figured it
out. Hold on. All right, that is not me, everybody. That is not me. Okay, so you have your camera on, but before you put your camera on, you go to settings. You go to virtual background. You upload an image. It says upload background. So your background is going to be the image that you want, right? So you get 2 free virtual ones, but instead you put an actual image up. So the actual image could be about the size of the thumbnail. The thumbnail is supposed to be like what, 1280 by 920p, 20 like that. So it's something like that. You upload it. So it's okay, you good. So once you click on it, it will look, and then you turn on your camera and it will look like this.
Okay, hold on. Let me close out the screen because I'm over here de-donking around. Oh, so then it has more of it has a person there instead of it just a little talking emoji.
Yes.
Oh,
I'm deep in thought.
I got it.
I'm in my stoic mode.
He's in stealth mode. He's thinking.
I'm very
That behavior said that she subbed and Phil subbed also.
Oh, I appreciate that. I really appreciate that. It was I think I overheard something. You said it was a question. Somebody had a question for me. Exactly what this.
Oh, I said I was going to ask you which one because I could see the times, but I wasn't sure which one you meant that was coming up. And you said later on.
Not the Passport Bro. I'm changing that right now since you brought it up.
Okay. And then so that'll be 11 p.m. my time.
Yeah, that's on Wednesday. That's tomorrow. It's definitely tonight at midnight. So midnight my time. I think you're 2 hours behind me because you're at Cali. So that should be 10.
Okay.
So right now is 9:20 my time. So I guess it's 7:20 your time.
Okay.
Yeah. And Ruby, because it's pretty much I told Ruby because she was doing something and I was supporting her live. And I asked her if this something she wanted. It's the ball was in her court since technically she the host there every Tuesday. And I'm just gonna like just do my random solo streams like I normally do. And I saw her do a thing, and I was like, well, I think it's time to do that conversations, to have that conversation. So she's like, sure, let's do it. And I said, all right, and that it is then when I get home. And then
Okay.
I reached out to well, you met her. She's the girl at the middle, the bottom with the full head.
Uh-huh.
She's a I call her last name Amazon because I was jack up on my name. So until I master her first name, I'm gonna call her Amazon. But she originally was gonna be the original first co-host every Tuesday, but the Lord worked in mysterious ways. So we picked out a date, and she couldn't do the day, and she's like, "Hey, my schedule's still hectic. I can't do it." And I was like, "Well, this sucks." And in my head, I'm like, "Screw you, lady." And then so I hit up Ruby, and I was like, "Ruby, you want to do co-hosting?" Because she was helping some else channel, and she's like, "Sure." She's like, "I'm free Tuesday, Thursday." I was like, "Tuesday be a good day." She said, "Okay." And then I was like, "Yeah, we could do this every Tuesday. I'll be honored and pleased." She's like, "Sure." And that's been it ever since.
That is all. She seems so sweet. She was the one that popped on
Yeah,
right before I left, right?
yeah, because she was coming late. She had GPS.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, she real cool people. She been through the same conversation you have. She could talk your ear off, and she have the whole. She's a real sweet person. So I respect her, adore her.
Let's see if I can put a silly picture in there. You can't make fun of my silly pictures. Okay, let's try. Let me see what this one looks like. Let's see how goofy it looks. Oh, this one's kind of goofy, but I'll just put it there. Okay, so let me go to settings. You look all serious in yours, and I'm gonna look like I'm totally like what is it called, duck face in it.
Yeah,
Okay,
this is the debate face.
virtual background here. Upload,
Face.
and then where was this one at? Oh shoot, which one was it? This one. I'll put it in there. Okay.
Hey, I'm sorry. Guidance. I see you in the chat. Hello, appreciate you. Good evening.
Oh, but it doesn't let me wait. Cancel. Oh, background. Wait, how did I just do that a minute ago? Oh, wait. It
Yeah,
was
you
under
put camera
avatar.
on. Yeah, because right now you have avatar, but you go to virtual background, and then
Okay.
you scroll down, then you see a little bottom right X button says upload background. That's the
Mhm.
image you're gonna put in there. So technically your image is gonna be your background. And
But
then
how
once
do
you
I make it bigger? Because it's a rectangle sideways.
that's what I'm saying. Your original image gotta be about the size of a thumbnail. Your thumbnail is normally 1020 by 920. That's kind of like the basic average of a thumbnail.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Because that's only catching my eyeballs. Okay.
Yeah, so you have to practice on your image. So use crop out an image around the size of a thumbnail and upload it, and you're good to go.
Oh, why does this have to be so complicated?
It's really
I am.
not.
I am.
Someone told
I.
me this like in 5 seconds. It's like, okay, bet. I going in. Matter of fact, I actually screen recorded. I actually screen really how I got it. I went straight on one of my old content and I blew the screen up and then screenshot the picture and I was like, oh okay. It was like less than a minute.
I
Let me
really
see what
need
I
to
have
learn
this
to
one.
do. I need to learn to do those. I need to learn to do those little thumbnail things. That's next. That's next on my mission list.
All right, here's another one. This is one of our guests. Because I actually used one of her images as a thumbnail. Let's go now.
She said, "Hey, what's up?" Yeah, I need to like figure all this out. Let's see what's in this folder. I got like umpteen zillion folders. Okay, I don't even. Let's see what's this one. Oh no, I don't like any of those ones. And I'm so darn picky. This could take me for a lifetime.
Exactly. So when you log off, you take the time out to get your stuff set before you go live.
Let's see. Let's see. What's this one? Oh, that's pretty. Like, it's a car. Oh, that one's much better. I like that one. Did you just do that right now?
Yeah, it's one of my old pictures I was going to use as a thumbnail.
That one's cute. You don't look so serious. Okay, well, let me hop off here. Phil says Avril Lavigne. Is that her name? I forgot. She sings the one that says 1,000 miles. 10,000 miles. Which is funny because I like playing that song on the piano.
All right, so let me get this thumbnail going, and I'll catch you, Miyana.
Yes.
All right, appreciate you. I apologize. Nancy?
Nancy?
Oh,
Nance.
Nancy? Okay, thank you, Nancy. I appreciate you.
She's a sweetheart. She is a sweetheart. Thank you very much for coming up, Great Pill. It's always a pleasure having you. It's always a pleasure chit-chatting.
Yeah, man, I don't feel so sleepy.
No sleep till Brooklyn.
All right, I'll catch you later.
Okay, hun. Night.
Bye.
Thank you, Phil, for coming in. I appreciate you. It's always good to see you. Why So Complicated? Yes, that is the song by her. She does sing that. I think it's called Complicated. If you go back to somewhere about the middle of the stream, be careful. It is trigger warning. It explains a lot about the statistics for SOs. Bad behavior. It's a pleasure having you here, Nance. My Nance. Since she was saying she got better kisses than I did. Nance, look who I have. Look who I found. We got Donkey. I got to work on this skit for the Degenerate Island. Oh, and this is for people trolling. Trolls. There's a troll in the house. Okay, I'll stop screwing around. The donk. I love you. Okay, I'll see you guys on the flip side. I may jump back on later tonight. If you all want to do some bingo, just go into my community page and let me know. And maybe I'll do bingo tonight too. Okay. I love you all. Thank you for being here. Night. Phil, you're not in trouble. Oh, I mean, Nance says she was in trouble. Nance, you're not in trouble.